Okay, welcome to another packing video. Let's get going. So we're gonna start with this. This is a Jones New York sport coat. It's a pretty big size. It is a 54 long. This sold for $48 with shipping. It says 2.7. This will go out in, what are we doing with this here? It's kind of big. You know, we're gonna do a poly on this one. Let the haters hate. That's fine. Clothing at the end of the day. And this is corduroy, so it's pretty strong, so I'm not too worried about the box on this thing. Let's see here. There we go, so 2.7. So one, this was set up for a poly mounter, so. For the hater star, it still cost me like $10 shipping, so. Be nice to each other today. Okay. And this is, whoops, we accidentally selected UPS ground, but it's fine. We have a daily pickup, regardless. Why it's like that? Okay, next we have, what are we gonna do? We're gonna do another one here, which is a shirt. So this is snowflake pattern shirt in the size small. This sold for $13 plus shipping, so total $21.51. Probably light. Let's see here. Yeah, 14 ounce. We have this down as 2 pounds, so we'll make a little something here. Yeah, $6.91 shipping. That's good. We made a little something on shipping. Nothing crazy. It's not gonna make us rich, but we're also not losing on the shipping. Okay. Okay. And you guessed it, you got the poly. So I always like to kind of push these edges in a little bit. This way you don't have any random sticky. This avoids the packages from sticking to themselves and other things too. So we just kind of make sure. If they're sticking out too much, I usually tape them down, but I don't like to because that kind of looks a little jank when you just randomly tape stuff. I do it a lot to bubble mailers because they tend to not stick as well as poly does. Okay, while we're at it, let's do this one too. So we have a Batman hoodie right here. So DC Comics Justice League. This sold for, let's see here, $18.53, $7, that means shipping. Let's see if the scale even picks this up. So I have a smaller scale here that I use sometimes for the lighter stuff, where usually if it's like under 8 ounces, this thing kind of struggles, and this is exactly 8 ounces, that's a good thing. So 8 ounce, one. Come on, eBay. And you guessed it, you got the poly. I promise it'll get more interesting. We have some more interesting packs coming. Probably a slightly longer video today than last video. A few extra orders in here. Yeah, we're just kind of pushing the edges there this way, right? So there's no sticky, like this might stick out, but there's no actual sticky portion out there that's going to cause the package to stick to itself, or not to itself. You want it to stick to itself, but to other packages or, you know, machinery, whatever. Okay, what do we got here? Next sold is a Theory men's coat. This is a very long coat. It's not a big size, but it's long, so it's kind of heavy. Yep, 2.8 pounds. 2.8. Sorry about that. Walked right off without even saying anything. I forget what I'm doing here. Okay, so this is either going to fit in a 12-10-3 or a 14-10-6. So this was like a $70 order. So almost anyway. Yeah, this should be okay. So we're going to go with a 12-10-3. That might not go well. And it did. Okay, we're okay. Okay. Paper in here. You know, this isn't a poly bag. Still want to minimize how much everything kind of just rubs off each other and stuff like that. This might be a little tight. You might say, hey, someone might cut through that. Well, we have a solution for that in a moment. Try to get some of this air out because it's like tape it down. It's not going anywhere. Oh, this is dense. Maybe I should have used a bigger box. But then if I did that, that'd leave you guys nothing to say. So we'll do this on purpose. But I think this will be just fine. Okay, so to avoid any cuttage, I like to use these stickers right here. Tells them don't cut it. It's gonna cut the fabric. Hopefully they'll listen. If they don't, we'll make it right, even though we did put the sticker there, but you know, can't necessarily count on people to be accountable for their own actions all the time, so we have to compensate for that. 12-10-3, 3.1. 3, 12, 10, 3. I could have done a 9. I think I have a 9, a 12, 9, 4, but then it might have been a little small the other way too. So I'm fine with this. Fine with this. It's like a little dense, but it'll be okay. Okay. And no, they're not going on the floor. I have a box. Everything's going in. It's padded by other items. Okay, what we got next here? Let's do a deal. Okay, let's do these. Here's a pair of jeans here. This is a Style & Co. plus size jean, 20W. These sold for $21.52, $7.61 I think shipping. 1.4. Yep. And you guessed it. Little poly action here, which is fine, guys. We double bagged this, right? So it's bagged here, getting bagged again. It will be fine. The cost savings here is tremendous versus a box. I really like to pick and choose who gets a box and for what, and you know, depending on, yes, the value of the item somewhat, and also if I can get away to put it in a poly. And it's not the packaging cost so much, because boxes are fairly cheap, it's the shipping. And some of you might say, oh, set up your listings for shipping. Well, you know, a lot of people don't care if it comes in a box or not, right? I mean, I'll make that executive decision when necessary, but a lot of people don't actually care. And you don't want to price yourself out of the market either, right? You don't want to be too expensive. Let's do something different. We have some cost drops. This came from a wholesale buy. Yes, they are good. The expiration's good. They go to like 2026. That's something you want to check. Okay, I guess shipment. Let's see here. So they paid, let's see here, they paid quite a bit for these. $36.42. So what we're going to do here is let's use another 12-10-3. What's 12-10-3? Yeah, 12-10-3. Very common box size for us. We have clothing or random things like this. these up just because. I'm just you. Probably have the box or something for it. It's not like the last one. I'm sure it'll be fine either way. Okay. 12 3 7 ounce. Let's go. Oh, Montana. Okay. That's why the shipping's so high. I thought I did it. I thought I overcharged in shipping. It's like $10 shipping. That's what it is. That's what it is. Okay. What is next? Let's see here. Yes, so we have some Honest Beauty videos. This foundation. These two came from the wholesale buy. Let's see here. Small strip for these. Not 10 ounce, okay. And we're gonna put these in a. We have 6, 6, 4, 6, 6, 4. Yep. Last batch of 664 I got are not so great. It's kind of like I gotta be really careful when I get the size so it doesn't kind of collapse on itself. Which is odd because I think these came from Ranger, so their stuff's usually pretty good, so it's just kind of odd. Okay, I'm gonna put these in another bag. Will they fit in the other? Yeah, we'll just do this. This will be okay. Much of these. Yeah, just put these in a bag. Just for a little extra protection. Not necessary. I just don't want everything just knocking around in the box. Okay. Maybe the extra pieces in there weighing us down, you know? So I brought us up a little bit, so now we're at 13 ounce, we're about 12 ounce now. So that did cost us slightly more to ship, but that is okay. That is why we compensate for that via other shipping methods by being smart on how we ship our items to the whole. So when we do take a loss, it's not so bad. And yes, I know there's calculated shipping, but it's really impossible to figure out how you're going to ship items when you have those items, right? So it's faster to do it this way. And that does matter. Time does matter in my opinion. Right? When you have, lots of items and you're trying to get stuff done, it does matter at the end of the day. So let's see here. We have. Let's do this next. We have a pretty cool screwdriver here. This is actually an auto-loading screwdriver. You guys ever seen one of these? Pretty cool. So it just pops up with, yep, so they bought one of those. This is actually something from our house brand. So this is something we private labeled that we sell. Pretty cool screwdriver. This sold for, let's see here. Sold for $35, $39, $7 shipping. So 7 ounce. not changing that because these go out in a bubble mailer. It's already in a box, and I'm pretty confident that this will get there just fine. We shipped enough of these here. Since this is a bubble and I don't trust these all that much, they're good mailers, I just don't trust them. Polys tend to stick better. So we're just going to do one of these. Get a little extra something. I think it'll make that look better if I did that in futures with security tape, which I do have some coming. So we'll see what that looks like. Okay. Anytime eBay. I'm sorry guys. They're slowing things down. I'm sure you don't want to hear me just sitting here and complain about eBay's label taking too long. Alright. What is next? What is next? I'm just trying to get some of the whatever stuff out of the way before we really come across some of the harder stuff. One more interesting stuff. So I'm going to do this one here. This is a Madewell long sleeve, I guess, t-shirt. I wouldn't say it's a hoodie or a sweater. It's pretty thin, pretty light. And this shut off just as I placed it on here. It's pretty cool. Let's see here. So this sold for $25.09 and $5.98 of that being shipping. So it's 9 ounce. Put this in a poly. Oop. Oh, it's Monday. Okay. So what do we got here? Let's do... Alright, let's start mixing in some of this more interesting stuff here. Second. Let's see here. Let's do these here. Let's use this one. So two of these, but let's do one at a time. This is to a different customer, right? Let me just double check. So like the combined shipping. Let's see here. That and let's see here. Oh, two different people. Okay. I mean, that does happen sometimes, guys. Like, we'll sell a front and rear set together. So, let's see what we're going to do with this. So, with this, I'm going to do... low on these. So, I normally use a 755 and cut it or resize it. Luckily, we have more of these coming probably tomorrow. We're like really running short on these. So, a good way to go about this is to basically see where it fits on the one side here. And what I'd like to do is just kind of go over, see if it's actually going to fit. So let's say here, that's going to be very tight. You know, let me see. That doesn't look right. I mean, like, yeah. Here, here, go this way. Oh, here, here. So if we go this way, it'll be okay. All right? That's the way it's supposed to go. That's right. Okay, this way. So here, I got it. Sorry, guys. Not perfect by any means. It is a Monday. Got me for a second. Okay, we'll go 9th. And we're going to go 9 here as well. And a lot of people like to use a scoring tool for this. I don't have one, and I think I'm able to just basically have a very light touch of the razor without going all the way through. Because what you're essentially doing is just going through one side of the cardboard, and it'll help you kind of break it. Breaking the edge. Doesn't have to be perfect, it just kind of has to be closer. So there, that goes there. And you want to cut the sides here. Okay. Let's hope this fits, otherwise I'm getting silly right now. I think I had that the right way. Okay. Just kind of sort of tack this down. Now these you have to be careful because it can get sloppy really fast, so if you use too much tape, but you still need quite a bit of tape since it's balancing on. So what I actually do is if it comes out good, I send it like this. If it doesn't, I'll actually just throw it in the poly. Like it doesn't really matter. But you see here, this is super tight, right? And then what I'm gonna do is put a little bit of paper on the top just to, it's not really worth resizing that. There's not really any difference at all. And that's just to kind of keep everything in place, right? And you have to cut these edges here, right? I know someone had mentioned like a scissor's good for this. Not really sure what that person means. It's pretty easy just to hit it with a razor. Trying to get a scissor in there, I don't know if that's gonna really work all that well. I don't know if you mean like cutting it with a razor, with a scissor, or just kind of using the scissors as a blade. And if that's the case, I don't get it because it's like it's the same thing, right? So you're essentially using that as a blade when you could just use a blade. But I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Let me know. Let me know in the comments if I'm misunderstanding you. You know who you are. Okay. I'm gonna just kind of seal that up there. A little crooked, but. What are you gonna do? Oof, oof. Not so nice there. Okay. Here, I want to get these edges here. This is where I cut. This is where it's most weak. Stuff in there. Get this up. Okay. There we go. That. I think we're okay. I'll give you one last one. This point is a sloppy mess anyway. Okay. I get that too. Okay, so this is 3 pounds, 13 ounces. Okay. 963. 963. And that's how you resize a box, right? So it's a little harder when they're just small. When they're like a little bit bigger, it makes things a little easier. But when they're just small, you have very little to work with. Which side here was missing? I'll give you a little. Why not? Right? It's a big old tape mess anyway. Okay. What did I do here? Ugh. Just do this. I just kind of add to it. Good. That's good. Okay. Next, we're gonna do this here. Now you're gonna see me do like similar, like I have another pair of brake pads to do. I'll do those later. And the reason why I'm not doing that all at once is because it's like less, I guess, entertaining for me to do the same exact thing over and over again. So, yes, I know it's not the most efficient thing to kind of bounce around with items, but I also don't want to have too many of the same things over and over again. Otherwise, you'll probably get bored. So this here can probably ship like this. I mean, I'm a little concerned though, it's frames, and they sold for like, they're just like Thanksgiving frames. There's no glass in there, but they sold for like $30 plus shipping. So what I think I'm going to do is actually put it in. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to put this in a 14.6 and resize it. That's the strategy. That's what we're going to do. fit in there pretty good. Yeah, works for me here. I mean, we're really going to resize this anyway, but that's okay. So let's see here, about there. I could leave this in and resize it. What could possibly happen, right? So this is a resizing tool, and this basically scores the inside of the box to whatever height you want it. And it does it nice and evenly all the way around. So I'll freehand the small ones, right? Especially if I'm resizing the other way. But here's makes no sense because you don't have to cut here, and this will affect the whole size of the box. And it's a little easier too when it's bigger too. You could just cut the sides and probably just force them down, but I don't like doing that. Yep, that's good. Okay. There's something right here. Kind of keep that from moving around. Put a little guy in there. Whoa, there. Sorry. A little dumb. Oh. And I assure you this is super strong. Size 6, a little less ugly. So when you do these, it's really hard to get our hand with the tape. So what I like to do is go across this way. Okay. Then I come across this way. Which is probably a necessary step to this, but I have some OCD of what could happen. Okay, and that's it, right? So you just kind of hit the top, hit the sides, and you should be good to go right here. And that's how you size the box down. See, I mean, trying to keep this entertaining, right? So it's brought the weight up a little bit, but I'm fine with that. And this becomes a what? What's this? 14 by what? Where's my regular tape measure? You know this is 14, yep, by 11 by 2. 14, 11, 2. Come on. Come on, Eva. You're killing me today. Round and round it goes. Okay. What is going on here? 12, 14, 11, 2. What's the problem? Yeah, we lost Wi-Fi there for a minute, so if there's any jumpiness in the video, that's why it took me a few minutes to get that back. But yeah, so moving right along here. Here we go. So I'm not going to put a fragile label on that because it's actually not really all that fragile at the end of the day. And I am a believer that it's there more so for the customer. It's not so much there for USPS because I swear to you, I think they do it on purpose. They see fragile, they put packages across the facility or whatever they do. Okay, here. I like to kind of tape these down. These are some of the older bags we used to use that actually has a zip on it, a Ziploc. We don't use this anymore. We just use regular polys with the warning label on them. I find they work better. It's not so good when you have to do a stock check because you have to rip them open, but they're cheaper. So, so this is a Simply Vera weighing pants. These sold for $17.04 plus $6.27 shipping. Okay, 10 ounce here. Maybe we'll make a little 12 to 1. These will go out in poly. Go here, in here. 2, 3, 2, 6. Okay. Yep. And no, I'm not going to reweigh that because I don't think the poly weight added anything to it. Neither did my little mailer, so we'll take that risk. I could do it just to make you happy, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to not reweigh it. Just see what your reaction is to that, your thoughts. Okay. Go along here. Oh, that sounded great. Okay, so next we're going to do a little, let's see, what are these here? Okay, we're going to do, And this one here. Okay, so another one of these. So this is a Hawthorne Village Krusty Burger. Quickie Mart. It's a good thing I checked, right? She sold both of these today. So Krusty's Burger, yes, that is Krusty's Burger. There it is. So now these are pretty well protected as it is because they're in this foam. But we're gonna do a little extra here because you know, since the COA is here, so the certificate is right there. We don't want to do anything to, should be fine like this. We don't want to do anything to damage the packaging at all because this might be a collector of some sort. So I'm not even going to do anything in addition to secure it on the inside because I really don't want to mess with the box too much. So first we're going to bubble it. I know it's in foam, but I want to protect this itself from any kind of scuffing or so. I could just like probably clear wrap it, stretch wrap, but that doesn't present as well. Alright, so your little bubble's not going to hurt anybody. Okay. So we go 2 ways here. Is that long enough? Yeah. There. So we're going to hit it this way. Then we're going to hit it this way. I know that's not a lot of tape, but don't you worry. I'll use more tape in a minute. Okay. A little extra. You know? Back where they're supposed to be, so I don't constantly use stuff. I need to get better at that. Constant learning process, guys. Not perfect. Either you. No one is. Okay. I'll do these edges too. On. There you go. Alright, so none of this will actually touch the inside of the packaging, which is a nice little bonus. I don't think that's long enough. Sorry. Hey, we keep it real. Okay? And I think this looks just fine, right? So you might disagree with me, but you're not here. Okay, so let's see here. Just the comments are for 12, 10, 8, 12, 10, 8. What do we have in the arsenal here? So what I do is too small. Maybe 2. What about 10 and 6? Obviously, it's not going to be just one 10 and 6, right? So let's see how this is. This should be too tight? Or is that just getting tight? Nope, that's actually quite perfect. Okay, like a glove. And like I said, we have the bubble, right? And on top of it, it's inside the foam to start with. So here we're just going to basically build the bottom with it in there. Oh, this sold for, how much does it sell for? It sold for $107.68. Flush it. Okay, here we go. Okay, so then what I'm going to do, I probably have way too much box here, but cutting it down takes time, so I might just go this route with it because now we have a double roll all the way down the side. See, I mean, I could like cut it like here and it'll like line up somewhere in the middle, but why bother? Like the box at that point is going anyway, and whatever. If it adds a little bit of weight, at the end of the day, it's going to protect the package for the customer. It's going to get there better, and this is going to be expensive. And if I would have known when I got these, it will be fine. If I would have known when I would have got these, I would have probably got some boxes that are a little bigger specific to this because we just don't. Okay, so yeah, that can happen. And we're going to leave that in. We're not going to cut that out. So you know what can happen. Don't be me. Don't do that. What I should have done was kind of pull up the flaps here a little bit and work it in here because it is super good. So there's really no give in this box because this just fits so tight and so smooth. Yeah, really kind of work it in there. And the other thing to factor in too is these aren't all perfect, right? So we're essentially trying to fit a box that's the same size as another box. So they're essentially the same size. So that makes things kind of hard. Is that okay? I'd like to get it down a little further, but I'm scared we're going to repeat what just happened. So I think I'm going to leave it there. And I'll use a little bit of void fill on top. Don't want to destroy another box. But yeah, we keep it real. I'll show you when I mess up. I was literally just about to tell you, like, you have to be careful. It could break if you push too hard, and I did it. So, there it is. You know, I'm not lying. I can. So you basically now want to just kind of get all the seams here. And I'm going to overtake this because I can. And it's faster, to be honest. I can try to really see what. Okay, I'm gonna just kind of get these here because it's kind of exposed. It you see here. Oh. Should I resize it? Nah. It's going to make any difference whatsoever in size. And I had the wrong thing. Going for the paper and I cut into the insert. I must really like the inserts. Go. Okay, this monstrosity that we made here. Okay. Oh, this will absolutely get one of these here. Go on the bottom. Okay, I think we're okay. Let's see what we created here. Yeah. So this now weighs 4 pounds, which is, I guess, okay because that's basically what we were. Somebody estimated somewhat close. And then this is, let's see here, 13 by 10 by 8. 13, 10, 8. 13, 10, 8. 13, 10, 8. Okay. Miss anything here? Should be okay just as it sits. That is a beautiful thing. Okay. A reasonable shipping. Okay. Alright guys, that's it for today. Let me know how I did.